Hello everyone, my name is Amanda Sutton, and I'm here to talk with you today about the importance of physical activity in our schools. I'm sure that many of you listening spent time outdoors when you were young. 3-4 decades ago, that was actually the norm, and people spent their childhood outdoors. Today, our children are actually becoming more sedentary as they're watching their TVs more and playing on their computers more, and this is actually leading to a current health crisis as students are becoming more overweight and obese. So today I'm going to discuss this topic, and we'll discuss first the current health status of the youth in America as compared to past decades. Then we'll look at how physical activity can improve not only the physical health but the mental and emotional health of students. We'll also discuss the current guidelines and then the ways that schools can help students get active. So our current health status. Health experts agree that we are in the midst of a health crisis as students are becoming more and more obese. The Virginia Education Association published an article about the importance of physical education. They stated that we are actually raising the most sedentary and unhealthy generation in American history. Its members may have the dubious distinction of being the first generation to not outlive their parents. The CDC tends to agree with this stance, and they say that they estimate that 18.5% of children in America aged 2 to 19 are currently obese. The number is actually higher among adolescents who are 12 to 19, where the statistic is saying that 20.6% of these children are obese. An article posted in the Postgraduate Medical Journal explains how the dynamic has actually shifted in recent years. According to the 2011-2012 National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, data 5.9% of 2 to 19-year-olds meet the criteria for severe obesity compared to 3.8% in 1999 to 2000. That's an increase of 35%. So we're not talking about just children who are obese, we're talking about children who are severely obese. And as compared to their obese and overweight counterparts, these children are more likely to suffer from adult obesity, early arterial sclerosis, hypertension, type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome, fatty liver disease, and premature death. So let's shift gears and talk about physical activity now. You see the state of our children's health, so let's talk about how it's important that they get up and move. There was a systematic review published in the International Journal of Behavior, Nutrition, and Physical Activity. It looked at 86 different publications and discovered that physical activity contributes to a reduction in blood lipids, cholesterol, and high blood pressure in adolescents. So in addition, this study actually found that these children, if they participate in as little as 10 minutes of physical activity 2 to 3 days per week, they actually improve their bone health overall. And that's just 10 minutes a day for 2 to 3 days a week. So can you imagine how much, if they met their guidelines, how much healthier their bones would be overall? These reviewers discovered that there is a dose-response relationship, meaning that the more these children exercise, the healthier they are, the more benefits that they receive. So encouraging them to even go beyond those guidelines might actually have some health benefits as well. According to the National Association for Sport and Physical Education, the benefits are more than just physical. Students actually develop skills such as their motor skills through physical activity. It supports other subjects and reinforcing the knowledge learned across many curriculums. They facilitate development of self-discipline and student responsibility. They improve judgment and influence moral development as they interact with each other. They're learning to be leaders, they're learning to be followers, and how that they deal with the stress in physical activity or playing together. It reduces stress by giving children an outlet for their anxiety and their other emotional tensions that they can't deal with. It strengthens peer relationships. Playing with kids helps them make friends. That's how we made friends growing up when we were kids. It improves self-confidence and self-esteem. And the more that they're physically active, the better that they feel about themselves. And it gives children the chance to set and achieve goals. So what are the current recommendations? According to physical activity guidelines for Americans published in 2008, children and adolescents ages 6 through 17 should do 60 minutes or 1 hour or more of moderate to vigorous physical activity daily. These guidelines specify that most of the 60 minutes or more per day should be either moderate to or vigorous intensity aerobic activity. So it's aerobic, they needed to be doing the aerobic activity, and should include the vigorous intensity physical activity at least 3 days a week. In addition, they need to do muscle strengthening and bone strengthening activities. So they need to be doing moderate and vigorous aerobic as well as muscle and bone strengthening. So how can schools help? Research has proved unequivocally that schools are a key in the reduction or prevention of prevalence of overweight and obesity because they provide a continuous and intensive contact with children during their formative years. Staff are there with them the whole time. They can set up an environment where children are encouraged to be active, and they also can facilitate that activity by being models of it and encouraging children to get up and move, having the school mandate that teachers get up every couple of hours and get the children to move. That's a good way to get children going. So the school environment can really be set up to help children love to be physically active. We have a lot of organized activities, basketball, softball, soccer, and those are great for children who are naturally physically fit. But for children who may not have that inclination, they might enjoy participating in an after-school dance party where they get to do Zumba or maybe yoga. They might enjoy doing technology like the Wii that gets them up and moving, but they can have that technology still. Those both can benefit them greatly. So schools should also have daily recess where children can participate in free play, where they get to structure their own type of activities. They get to do it themselves and be leaders and learn how to do things on their own. According to the physical activity guidelines, during recess and in their free play and games, children use basic aerobic and bone strengthening activities such as running, hopping, skipping, and jumping to develop movement patterns and skills. They can also increase muscle strength by lifting and moving their body weight or working against resistance. So essentially, they can get the most out of activities that are free play or structured activities. They can benefit from both. Well, that was quick, and that wraps it up for us today. I appreciate your time. I hope you understand better the current health of our students, as well as ways to get students moving and the importance of exercise and the importance of helping the school be that environment for them.